Previously on a trial of thorns, the mirror shattered, the crowd fell silent, and 17 walked away from the ruins with more enemies than answers. The Thornkeeper saw everything and unfortunately remembered it. Now the court whispers her name like a curse they can't quite pronounce. Now, let us begin. They called it a rest day, but in this place, the phrase was a thin veil for the underside of deception. It was a pause, not for reprieve, but for the next round of carefully crafted lies to take shape, set to unfold under the harsh glare of whatever trial they had selected. The Palace of Thorns teemed with life even in its restful hours, a restless hive of whispers and secrets. Rumors had taken its place throughout the halls, dressed in tulle and perfume, slithering through the corridors carried by guards, eunuchs, and maidens. Did you hear? The mirror shattered. The Thornkeeper stayed his hand. They say she spoke the old language. Every murmur began with, "They say," though no one ever named the source. 17 moved through the palace like a rumor grown weary of being misquoted. For the first time since the trials began, no guards trailed her steps, though the newfound freedom felt more like a gilded cage. The hallways of Elarion's palace stretched forever, their gilded ceilings and black stone floors polished to a sheen that begged for confessions. 6 champions remained. The 7th was never mentioned. Officially, they had been disqualified. Unofficially, well, the word murder was too crude for polite company. Disqualifications, 17 thought, are easier to announce, harder to prove. Her arrangement with the Thornkeeper, if one could call it that, had its benefits. It granted her access to places others could not tread. The servant wings, the archive corridors, even the prayer halls where court watchers exchanged whispers between sermons. Curiosity, at least, was not yet a crime punishable by death. Champion 9 of House Karim was her first stop. Arrogant and enormous, he leaned against the wall as if holding it upright with sheer strength. "You shouldn't walk alone," he said. "You shouldn't speak without thinking," she replied, a grin spread across his face. "Still dangerous even off the sand. I like that." She didn't return the smile. "Tell me about the replacements for the disqualified." He hesitated, too long to be innocent. "Patron requests. That's all. Every fallen house gets replaced by someone with deeper pockets who wasn't originally chosen by the crown." A bit of context then. Each of the 7 champions had been hand-picked by the throne, a tradition meant to reflect divine will, or at the very least, competent judgment. Replacements, however, didn't go through such sacred scrutiny, with the patron's influence warming its way into the selection process. Questions arose, quietly of course, about fairness, corruption, and the alarming frequency of disqualifications. The throne, predictably, was no better than the game it orchestrated. It no longer cared for justice, only for the spoils of favoritism. Once upon a time, the Trial of Thorns had been a measure of worth, a proving ground for honor and skill. Now, its stank of politics. Merit had been replaced by money, and the crown's true motives were buried under rigorous deceit. All 12 noble houses had always been invited, but since the House of the Crown declared itself sovereign, 3 great houses had been purged from history altogether. No champion had claimed true victory since. Those who won were either absorbed into the ministry, pretty titles, short lives, or quietly erased before they could outshine the throne. Twice, entire cohorts had perished before the final round. The records called it divine judgment. Everyone else called it what it was, tyranny. Now, lesser-known houses clawed their way into the trials, buying their seats with bribes and blood. Nobles were no longer chosen, they were purchased. It was all performative decay, an empire pretending to be eternal whilst rotting from the inside out. 17 couldn't care less if the champions killed each other over a crown that wasn't worth the iron it was forged from. She had her own reasons for being here, far more personal than the throne could ever guess. Anyway, enough history. Let's get back to the part that matters. How convenient, she said. Death and donations keeps the game fair. His laughter was hollow. His eyes remained cold. Her next stop was Champion 11 of House Vayner, charming, impeccably perfumed, and as trustworthy as a blade hidden in a priest's sleeve. He poured her a drink unprompted. You're investigating. I admire that. Admiration is what people offer before betrayal, she said. He smiled, sharp and knowing. Then you'll be flattered often. She didn't call out his lies 2 and 3 sentences. Here, lies was simply another form of exchange, and everyone had plenty to spend. By the time she reached Champion 10 of House Dravenn, a pattern had formed. The man was nervous, overly cautious, and polite to a fault. His gaze darted to every shadow that wasn't hers. Someone's reassigning houses, he whispered. It's not the throne. Certain houses would never be here if the crown had a say in it. Someone else is behind it. Then he fell silent, as if the words had already exacted a price. Behind it, she repeated. Behind what? The throne? The Thornkeeper? He didn't respond, but his fear spoke volumes. By midday, her investigation had drawn the wrong kind of attention. She sensed the change before she saw it. Conversations halting a moment too soon. Footsteps echoing just one too many times. The court had begun to regard her the way people look at a lit match in a room draped with wool.
They watch from gilded shadows. Behind its walls of velvet red, secrets coil around each thread. Candles gutter in silent halls. Whispers echo through modern walls.
The confrontation came in the gallery, all gold light and painted saints. Curious little shadow, came a voice. You ask too many questions for someone who shouldn't exist. Lady Dravenn, patron of one of the bloodiest great houses in Elarion, stood beneath a mural of angels that looked appropriately bored. Her gown was black velvet, her smile velvet too. 17 didn't bow. Curiosity keeps me alive. Not for long, the lady said, circling her. Your performance in the mirror was impressive. The Thornkeeper was surely captivated. Her eyes were glued to Lady Dravenn as 17 said, captivated is a generous ward. She didn't move to circle with her. I would have thought he was interested in collateral damage. The lady's laugh was soft, almost a purr. Damage is always interesting. Tell me, who are you really? The resemblance is uncanny. To whom? 17 wondered out loud. Someone who vanished ages ago, the lady whispered. One who shouldn't have. The gallery fell silent. Court attendants lingered in the corner, pretending to study the artwork while inching closer. 17 kept her tone even. I have no idea what you're talking about. It's possible you're mistaking me for a ghost. Maybe. But ghosts don't break mirrors, do they? 17 arched an eyebrow. Isn't that all they do? Her pulse calmed. Old habits. The absence stirred again, so tempting. She could end this woman's curiosity with one wave of power. Just a small tear in the air, a little silence that devours sound, and both she and her foul mouth would be disqualified. Then, his voice. Lady Dravenn. The Thornkeeper's tone was calm, but heavy enough to rearrange the air. He stepped into the gallery like someone who'd been there all along, hands clasped behind his back, eyes unreadable. I believe curiosity is the only thing keeping this court from dying of boredom, he said. The lady's smile faltered. She was asking questions. So was I, he replied. Would you like to be next? A beat. The lady curtsied stiffly. My apologies, my Lord Keeper. I only meant... You always do, he interrupted. Now, if you'd excuse us. He turned to 17, expression perfectly neutral. Walk with me. 17 looked at Lady Dravenn, eyes slithering over the audacious woman who believed herself too important. If the Thornkeeper hadn't stepped in, she'd meant to leave her shadow with the Dravenn and erase her for her temerity. After a lopsided smirk at her, she followed the Thornkeeper out. They moved through the colonnade in silence at first. The court's murmurs followed like perfume. Finally, she said, You have a talent for dramatic timing. You have a talent for testing boundaries, he said. When have I ever? 17 grinned. You're drawing attention. Good. Maybe someone will notice before the next champion disappears, she said. He glanced at her then. You confuse the freedom I bestow with immunity. Isn't it? The arrangement was to be your hand. If it doesn't include immunity, then it is hardly worth anything. He didn't reply. They reached the balcony overlooking Elarion's spires. The city glimmered under an evening veil. Every window a little secret pretending to be light. I told you not to trust reflections, he said finally. She turned to face him. Yet, here you are, reflecting everything I hate about power. His eyes narrowed slightly. You're becoming a problem. Finally, she said, something we agree on. He stepped closer, way too close. The kind of distance that was meant for another kind of conversation. You intrigue me more than you should. With all due respect, Lord Keeper, I couldn't care less, she told him. A pause. The air between them thickened, humming like the prelude to a spell. For a moment, she thought she saw the faint blue of his sigils flare, matching the rhythm of her pulse. Then he stepped back, the moment snapping like glass underfoot. Find what you came here for, 17, he said, before someone else decides they don't care for your snooping. He left without waiting for a reply. She stood on the balcony a while longer, watching the sun bleed out across the horizon. Her reflection stretched across the polished stone railing, half in light, half in shadow. "For a man who buries legend," she murmured, "he's doing a terrible job of leaving me dead."
Counting hearts as evening thins, blood and silk entwine the night, mercy hidden from mortal sight. Under the throne of ash and bone, no soul escapes the silent stone. Feel the darkness cling your plea, you won't survive its revelry.
Next time on A Trial of Thorns, the court bleeds rumors faster than truth. As new replacements arrive for the fallen champions, 17's investigation drags her deeper into the game behind the trials. But when loyalty becomes merit and secrets start trading hands, she'll learn the hardest lesson of all. Not every alliance is meant to last a night. Stay tuned.